Chad is speeding up the withdrawal of French troops who had been based in the country for many years. It says they must leave by the end of this month. Last month, France began the exit of its troops by flying out 2 of its 3 fighter jets based in the Central African nation. At N'Djamena Airport, 120 French military personnel are preparing to leave, alongside some of their equipment. They are leaving earlier than planned at the request of the Chadian government. Senior French military officers in Chad say they are ready to depart.
This departure of the French unit shows that the withdrawal of French forces is well underway. It will be carried out as quickly as possible, in an orderly and safe manner, and in close coordination with the Chadian army, which we have very strong ties with, and we want to preserve those ties at whatever cost.
Chad has described its recent move to end the decades-long military partnership with its former colonial ruler as a historic turning point, saying that the country had matured in its sovereignty.
You know that Chad and France are 2 brotherly countries. Chad is sovereign and can ensure its own security. Last week we saw the departure of the fighter planes, and today it's the turn of the military personnel. The rest will follow without problems.
France has about 1,000 troops in Chad. Its influence across its former colonies in West Africa has been dwindling in recent years. Analysts say Chad's decision is a final nail in the coffin of France's post-colonial military dominance in its former colonies.
There is a global reconfiguration of the military cooperation chosen by certain African countries with foreign powers. At independence, there was an automatic signing of cooperation agreements between France and the former colonies, but we're noticing that these cooperation agreements are based on diplomatic, economic and cultural cooperation relations between the African countries and other foreign countries. So we can see that the African countries that used to host military bases or that had defense agreements with France are starting to develop their other relations with powers such as Russia, which in just 3 years has managed to sign some 20 military partnership agreements with African countries.
In the last few years, France has been forced to pull out its troops for Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso. Senegal has also announced plans to have French troops exit its territory. And Côte d'Ivoire last week became the latest West African country to ask French troops to leave in an announcement made by the country's president. Caroline B., CGTN.